Hello, students! I hope your summer break is going really well. I know I've enjoyed the time off, and I know we all deserve the time off. And I'm really happy that I got to catch up on some sleep, and I'm sure you are too. However, I'm also really excited that the summer is coming to a close because that means the school year starts and I get to meet every single one of you. So this following video has been created in order to make the transition into the sixth grade year and sixth grade English as easy as possible. And it's just to tell you students exactly what's going to be expected, but it's also going to be your very first homework assignment and it will be due on the first day of class. So if you would, go ahead and pause this video so you can go and grab a piece of notebook paper that is going to be turned in and something to write with. Okay, so now that you have your pen and paper or your pencil and paper, I want to go over what the assignment is going to be. And it's going to be simple and it's going to be opinion based, and you're probably going to get it done in less than 20 minutes. Okay, so there's going to be three sections on this homework assignment. The first one is later on in the video, I'm going to be asking you to write down 5 things about yourself that you would feel comfortable sharing with either me or a few of your classmates. So don't worry because everybody's going to be sharing. Then later on in the video, I'm going to need your input on 2 things, and that's going to be the 2 other sections of the homework assignment. And the first is going to be your input on some classroom policies. And then the last is going to be your input on the classroom contract. But I know that doesn't really mean much to you right now because we haven't discussed it. I just want you to know what is going to be coming up. Okay, so as I stated before, I'm expecting all of you to come to class with 5 things that you feel comfortable sharing about yourself. If you're anything like me, I like to have what I'm going to say written down. So if you want to jot down a couple phrases or a sentence or exactly what you're going to say, um, next to the 5 things about yourself, feel free to do that. That's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to give you an example of the 5 things that would be similar to what I'm expecting, and I'm going to do it for myself. So who am I? My name is Miss Genevieve Adams, or you can call me Miss Genevieve or Miss Adams. And my 5 things are I studied English education at Colorado State University. I was born in Tennessee. I love to ski downhill. Pizza is my favorite food, and I cannot be around an English bulldog without stopping what I'm doing to say hello. And that has got to drive a lot of dog owners crazy. So it's simple as that 5 things, and you can write down anything you want next to it, just maybe a reminder of what you want to say about those 5 things. You can elaborate, you can be just bullet points of 5 things about yourself. Just remember that this is going to be something that you share with somebody else. So only write down things that you feel comfortable sharing. Okay. I cannot wait to hear all about you, students, and remember, this will be turned in, so don't forget this on the first day. Okay. So coming into a new classroom can be really difficult. I remember when I was in school, it seemed like all teachers had their own set of rules, and they were kind of hard to follow. You didn't really understand where you were supposed to reference these rules. So I'm going to make it really simple, and I have shortened my rules down to only 4 policies. And now these policies will be posted at the front of the classroom, so you do not need to worry about writing these 4 policies down. That's not part of the assignment. Okay, so I'm going to go through them so there's no confusion. Policy number 1, listen and follow all directions. Policy number 2, raise your hand before you speak out or leave your seat. Policy number 3, always respect your classmates, your teacher, and most importantly, always remember to respect yourself. Policy number 4, keep your hands, feet, and objects to yourself. So here's where the portion 2 of your assignment comes in. On that same sheet of paper, underneath the 5 things that you wrote down about yourself and maybe a couple phrases or sentences about yourself, I need you to write down maybe some policies that you would like to be added to this list. Maybe there's a rule that you, or a policy that you really think all students should should follow that's going to help our classroom run a little bit better. So then you could write a couple sentences saying why you think that this rule should be added. And this again is going to be something that we're going to talk in small groups and maybe eventually as a whole group, as a whole classroom. So just think about that. Think about maybe you actually have a rule that you want to see omitted from this list. Maybe you think there's a rule that's not very important, and then just jot down a couple sentences describing why you feel that way. And just add that to that sheet of paper, and we're going to be talking about that um, on the first day of class. Okay, so portion number 3. Um, it's going to be our classroom contract. At the beginning of each year, I get all of my students to sign a contract that shows that they understand what is going to be expected of them till the end of the classroom year. Every student will be asked to sign this document, and then I'll post it above the whiteboard so you can reference it throughout the year. Last year, the students came together and their contract stated, I promise to try to the best of my abilities and only behave in a way that does not negatively impact my classmates' learning or my own learning. So here's the final portion of this assignment that's going to be due on the first day. Underneath, where you have the 5 things about yourself and then the policy amendments, I want you to write down the changes that you would make to this classroom contract, or you could completely write a new contract and then just write down a couple sentences stating why you changed the first one, why you added something to it, or why you wrote down something completely new. And then at the beginning of the class, we're going to be talking about these, and we're going to go into small groups, and we're going to discuss why we made these changes, or why we kept them the same. So don't forget this piece of paper on the first day of class, and don't worry if it's not completely polished. Rough drafts are completely acceptable for this assignment. So that's it. That's going to be your first assignment due on the first day, and it's going to take you just a couple of minutes to complete. So I'm really excited to meet all of you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me at gadams@psdschools.org, and that's the email address that I'm going to be using for the rest of the summer and for the school year. So enjoy the last couple days of your summer vacation, and I can't wait to see all of you.